Prepositional verbs in French, part 2. Verbs following by the preposition de with FrenchSpanishOnline.com. So first we are going to see the verbs using the preposition de following by a verb, another verb. For example, accepter de. Accepter de is to accept, to, or to agree. J'accepte de faire la vaisselle. I accept to do the washing up. Here we have another verb, faire, to do, and we need the preposition de after accepter. Accepter de faire la vaisselle. S'agir de is a very interesting verb in French because we use it a lot, sometimes too much, but it's interesting to know it. S'agir de is to be, or to be a question of, to be a matter of. For example, you can say il ne s'agit pas de ça, that's not the point. Or il s'agit de 2 livres. It is a question of 2 books. In this expression, of course, you can use just the verb to be, c'est 2 livres. But sometimes in French, we like to use the verb s'agir de instead. Il s'agit de 2 livres. Arrêter de. Arrêter, to stop doing something. For example, arrête de me faire peur. Stop frightening me. Arrête de me faire peur. Continuer de. If you remember our first part with the verb with the preposition a, you remember the verb continuer a. In this case, continuer a and continuer de have the same meaning in French, to continue. So you can say je continue de lire ce livre, or je continue à lire ce livre. I continue reading this book. No difference. Continuer de, continuer à. More verbs. Essayer de. Essayer de is to try to. J'essaie de manger un peu. I try to eat a bit. J'essaie de, following by a verb, manger. Avoir peur de, to be afraid of. J'ai bien peur de ne pas pouvoir venir. I'm afraid I won't be able to come. J'ai bien peur de ne pas pouvoir venir. Il n'a pas peur de travailler dur. He's not afraid of hard work. As you can see that sometimes in French we use the verb in English not after avoir peur de, following by a verb, we need the preposition de. Dire de. You know that dire is to tell or to say. To dire de is to tell someone to do something. For example, je te dis de faire tes devoirs. So I'm telling you to do your homework. Okay? Je te dis de and the verb. Proposer de in French is to suggest. Suggest doing something. For example, je propose d'aller au cinéma. I suggest going to the cinema. Okay? Venir de, very interesting verb. Venir de is to translate to have just. Je viens de terminer les devoirs. I have just finished my homework. So in English we use the verb to have, in French it's the verb to come. Je viens de terminer les devoirs. Okay? So after the verb now a noun, so our preposition de, following by a noun. Avoir besoin de, to need, or to need to. Avoir besoin, to need. J'ai besoin d'un ami. I need a friend. In English you add absolutely nothing between the noun and the verb. In French we have our preposition de. J'ai besoin de un ami or d'un ami. Okay? Avoir envie de is to want or to feel like. J'ai envie d'un café. I want a coffee. But you can use this expression, avoir envie de, with a verb to. For example, you can say, I feel like vomiting. J'ai envie de vomir. Vomir is the verb. Or, I feel like going to the cinema. J'ai envie d'aller au cinéma. Okay, so with noun and verb. Changer de. Changer is to change, no problem. If you want to say change de chemise, change your shirt. Okay? change de chemise. Change your trousers, change de pantalon. Change your shoes, change de chaussures. Jouer de, especially in music, to play. Elle joue du violon. She plays or she is playing violin. But in French we need de here, du instead of de, le, because violin is masculine in French. More verbs following by a noun. Se moquer de, to make fun of. Il se moque de moi. He is making fun of me, or he makes fun of me. Il se moque de moi. Se passer de. Interesting expression too, to say to do without. Je peux me passer de cigarettes. I can do without any cigarettes. Ok, je peux me passer de cigarettes. You can use this expression with the verb too. Je peux me passer de fumer. I can do without smoking. Rire de, to laugh at. Il fait rire de lui. It's an expression to say people laugh at him. Il fait rire de lui. But as you can see in English it's at and in French de. Se servir de. Se servir de is to use or to make use of. Il sait bien se servir de sa voiture. He knows how to use his car. Il sait bien se servir de sa voiture. Elle s'est servie de moi. She used me. Elle s'est servie, again, the preposition de moi. Elle s'est servie de moi. So we just saw some examples using the preposition de in French. Have a look at the website FrenchSpanishOnline.com to see the script, because you have more information about these verbs, how to use sometimes with the preposition de, sometimes with absolutely nothing, to know how to use them. That's the end. So thank you for watching the slides with me. See you at FrenchSpanishOnline.com. Au revoir.